Hey everyone, welcome, 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 welcome. So there's a bunch of you pouring in here. We've had almost 400 people sign up for this webinar today with our friend Ramesh. I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping before we move into anything with the presentation with Ramesh. So if you have questions, type them in the questions feature, and I will do my best to read them, stop Ramesh and ask them, right? So we're going to try to do that as best as possible. If I miss them, I apologize. There's a lot of information here. Ramesh, he's got like maybe, 1 or 2 years of experience in this space. So we want to make sure we give.
Just a newbie. That's all.
So put those in there. If you have any comments or you want to, interact with the other participants, please use the chat feature. So that'll help us keep things organized as we go through this. And then if you could, I'm going to open the chat feature, and we have our lovely friend Amissa in the chat as well. And she's going to be helping me, and we're going to be saying, where is everyone joining us from? So we'll take a minute and we'll see where everybody's coming from. Got a bunch of people typing here. Oh my goodness, Austin, lots of Texas all day here. Oh my goodness, look. Everybody, I can't even keep up. There's too many. Sweden, Missouri, Arizona, South Africa. Ramesh, people must know who you are or something.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Ramesh, you're in Tennessee, right?
That's right, the Music City.
That's right. Is anybody here from Tennessee? Oh, Spain, Michigan, Illinois, Vancouver. Oh my, there's too many to count. There's a lot. Pakistan. Oh, Lydia says that she is from Tennessee. So you got one, Ramesh.
Great.
Okay.
Hi, Olivia. My neighbor.
Cool. Awesome. So look, I'm going to introduce, keep this rolling. So, Ahmed is in here. Ahmed is a partner of Upkeep. Great dude. If you don't know Ahmed, please reach out to him on LinkedIn or on the TMCC Slack community. Okay, so I am Brian Bieschke. I'm the community and partnerships manager. I also host the Upkeep Pledge Pros podcast. I've done a bunch of maintenance from technician to executive. Enough about me. Today, with Reliability X, we have Ramesh Gulati, and everyone knows him as the Reliability Sherpa. Ramesh, welcome, and thank you for your webinar.
Thank you, Brian and Amisa, and inviting me to do this job. I love to share my knowledge, and that's the reason I keep coming back to share my knowledge with my professional friends all over the world. Okay, today we're going to talk about cultivating maintenance excellence, how culture and leadership drive reliability. Over the years, I've been many places, and whole my life I spent working in maintenance, reliability, and asset management area. And I thought this was a great subject to talk about. In fact, if you have my book, and my first two chapters are on culture and leadership and change management. To me, that's what is. They are very, very important elements of setting up your reliability program. With that, what I'm going to do is this is my kind of outline of today's talk. Always I talk about safety because you're going to see that safety and reliability go hand in hand. And I'm going to talk about safety, introduction, and as we have to be on same page so you understand me, I can understand you. We're going to talk about share some terminology, terms. We're going to talk organizational culture, role of leadership, then instituting change and building reliability, a sustainable reliability. And then we're going to conclude. As a safety moment. Anybody has a safety moment? Something happened on the way today or plant area which you need to share with the group?
Let us know in the chat if you've had some sort of near miss, safety incident, something that you had to tussle with today at some point. Anybody?
No, then I got something. Let me share this. What do you think of this? Are these guys are doing right things,
These guys know a
helping
lot
safely?
about levers.
Ah, there's a balancing act. You know, that's what they're doing. Guys, make sure your people are safe, or your equipment are safe to operate. So make sure, as I said, safety and reliability go hand in hand.
So back 1 sec, Ramesh, on that picture. So
Yes,
we're talking about leadership and culture
yes,
today. That picture is describing the atmosphere and the culture of that organization. Right in that picture, that tells
right.
a story, right?
That's right.
Just like when a machine fails, it tells us a story about its failure. This is telling us a story about the leadership and culture of this
Coach.
organization.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't stop people right away if they are doing the wrong thing, unsafe thing, and keep, then it's going to be creating your culture of unsafe operation.
Yep.
So you as a leader, you are a team leader. You don't have to be a manager. Leader means leader. You are taking leading. People believe in you. They follow you, and that's what you have to take. Hey, you are doing wrong, guys. If your even teammate can do that, So yeah, good point. Thank you. Well, as I said, reliability and safety go hand in hand. As you become reliable, you become safer. Your equipment downtime goes down. You become more safer and profitable plant.
Who said it, Ramesh? Was it Ron Moore who said a reliable plant is a safe plant?
That's right. Ron Moore and I go his data. In fact, he and I share similar data over the years. I've done some work looking into safety and reliability go hand in hand. So yes, so this is a kind of a George Williams chart, and really I love it. Hey, a reliable plant is clean, organized, safe, has a culture of excellence, has rhythm, produces quality, and is a profitable.
Shout out to George Williams. He is the CEO
Yeah.
of Reliability X. Great guy. Lives right up the street from me.
Okay, this is about me. I've been around many years and I have a passion to share my knowledge. That's the reason I keep coming back and share my knowledge to my fellow friends. Yep, I've been recognized. I was on the Uptime magazine cover and other covers. Okay, this is what Reliability X do. I mean, call us if we can help you.
They are absolute
Okay,
pros, by the way. Reliability X is an ambassador and partner with Upkeep. If you need help, they are the ones. Trust me.
thank you, Brian. Okay, I'm going. Couple of next slides are really fundamental, but I want to share that because that really brings a fine point. Why assets are important to an organization? Every organization has a mission, vision, some core values, and then they, you know, there are stakeholders, stockholders. We produce something, whatever, or provide a service, whatever you're doing, using all kind of assets, and then you make money. The money comes back, and it's a happy family. However, we have to delight our customers. Make sure we are whatever we are supplying to them, product or services, are delivered on time at affordable, reasonable cost. This way, our stockholders are happy. Now, to do that, to delight our customer on continuous basis, this is kind of a asset delivery model that you have assets and you have input of a material, utility, and our people. We all work together, use of asset, and we produce something or deliver something, services. Either you are McDonald's or you are produce in education or university, or you are in manufacturing cars or motorcycle or making tacos. You need assets. Maybe assets may be small or large, doesn't matter. So assets are the key in delivering our product or services on time at affordable cost and delight our customer. Now, so assets becomes a key in delivering value to our customer. and we have to make sure that our assets, equipments are not reliable. They are available when we need them. And how can make happy if our assets don't work right? Okay, so
Ramesh.
that's the whole. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to add one thing. I didn't mean to cut you off. So,
No.
one thing to think about with this slide, and a lot of people seem to miss this, is that this has everything to do with opportunity and missed opportunity and building trust with your partnership or with your customer base, right?
Yes.
So, I
Yes.
always like to say, in circumstance like this, if you have unreliable equipment, low availability, you're actually reducing the trust with your customers. You're reducing the trust with the people who are buying your products because they can't count on you, right? And then also there's an opportunity cost that's missed there, right? So you might the product you're losing is a cost, but the opportunity to sell more product is also lost. So just wanted to mention that.
You are right. In fact, that reminds me, this thing happened 20 years ago, back 90s. Some of our customers, that time I was working at Air Force Base and doing the testing. Our customer were like your Pratt and Whitney and Rolls Royce. They came to us. Hey, show us that your assets are reliable so we can bring the testing here. They wanted comfort. They were doing it, but they wanted long term. They say, hey, we are closing our facilities, test, and we want to come to your place, but show us. So
Yes.
we have to go and show them reliability of where we are today, what's going to be 5 years from now with all our improvement projects, what's going to be 20 years from that time, and so they were after they saw the data, what we're doing, how we are building reliability in our process, they were happy. They came back and did testing.
You
So yes,
created more opportunity.
yes, and that's the reason they came because of we were able to show them that our plant, our assets are much more reliable, and with all our improvement projects, they're going to be much more reliable. And so they got that insurance by looking at data.
That's
It
awesome.
was not just talking. So
So good.
okay, okay. Now where we are today, many maintenance reliability improvement projects like RCM, CMMS, and others projects fail to produce desired results. What have they overcost or schedule delays, not meeting expected capability? What happens is a poor understanding of best practices and not doing right implementation. That's caused the problem. Also, our assets are getting much more complex. New technologies coming, smart sensors, digitalization, all things are happening. Our assets are getting old. In fact, not just assets, people are getting old,
They're
and our
designed
new.
to do what they're supposed to do.
That's right. And we have lack of qualified people available in our workforce. So those are kind of big challenge. And also, hey, we are in global market, competitive pressure, easy accessibility information. And we are trying to meet each other to get a business, all over the world. I travel a lot of places, and that's what everybody's trying. Hey, we're trying to beat, so who? Everybody's, compared to others, So that's so. Yes, we got a lot of challenges our workplaces. Now, what we should do? But we need to implement best practices, the best of the product, like a CMMS, what Brian, this guy's upkeep, some of those good product. But again, problem comes, there's implementation strategy, improvements, not having the knowledge, not having the right culture and leadership support. Those are two key things, culture, leadership, and then preparing your people to this change. Change is difficult to implement.
You know,
Change is improvement.
Ramesh,
Every improvement is change.
I think it was George who said that, we shouldn't talk about changing things. We should talk about evolving them.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So that change, we have to make sure we are managing change or preparing our people for that change, whatever improvement we are trying to bring. We have to create a culture of excellence. What that mean? It's not just maintenance guys we are talking about. We are all stakeholders in the organization we have should be talking about. It's kind of supporting our business proposition by minimizing means-related costs while maximizing capacity to produce. And creating culture is not a just a small time frame you have to look. It's a journey. So you do something. What was good enough today is not good. It's not going to be good enough tomorrow. It's going to change. We need a better every day. Now, what is excellence? We talk about excellence. What is excellence? It's the lowest downtime, high uptime, zero breakdowns, zero accidents, highest OE, best scheduling compliance, lowest maintenance costs, all those kind of things. Yes, everything. That's what excellence is. We need all of these things taken care, and that's what excellence. You create excellence, your workplace. So bottom line is supporting plants organization business proposition by minimizing maintenance costs while producing to maximize capacity to produce. Okay. Now, excellence as is a moving target. As I said, hey, what was good enough today is not going to be good enough tomorrow. You have to do better. You have to do better. You can read this. Sustaining excellence requires a reliability culture and continuous improvement mindset.
Ramesh, this reminds me of when I speak to people and they say, we implemented reliability centered maintenance and we're good. No, RCM is a framework. It's a thought process.
That's right.
It's a
Yeah.
never ending journey, right? Maintenance is a
Yes.
never ending thing, right? Maintenance's
Yeah.
total job is to maintain the inherent design characteristics of an asset. And that
Yeah.
never ends.
No, you have to make improvements all the time,
Yeah.
making better and better. So that's yes, good point. Achieving excellence when everyone in the organization doing the right thing all the time with a common vision. Think about that, what I said. So what we're saying is how to get to excellence, striving for perfection. Steve Jobs, Apple, that was his motto. He was always looking for perfection. People who rate a plateau, good leaders, they focus on things. Persistent commitment. That word commitment, that always reminds me when I used to watch, still watch this Olympics, those gymnastic girls.
Oh,
Those
wow.
little girls, when they're 7, 8 years old, they make a commitment, go to training. Other 7, 8 years old enjoying outdoors, doing something, but these girls are going practice. They go for 7, 8, 10 years practice before, if they are really good, then they get to Olympics and they do the fantastic job.
Right.
So it's a kind of commitment people have to make, and we have to do that too. Commitment of learning, commitment of doing better all the time.
Yeah,
You know,
they have a
that's
vision, right, Ramesh? They see
that's right.
they visualize the vision, they break it
The
into manageable
vision, they
sections.
got vision, they focus it,
Yeah.
persistent, practice, practice, practice.
Yep. If you're a leader listening to this, having a defined vision and breaking it down into manageable steps to achieve the vision is the first start to that perfection and focus.
Okay. So continue to, and also again, we need a good information system, good CMMS to give us information, knowledge, so we can do better and better. Tom Watson, IBM, who started way back, said environment which calls for perfection is not likely to be easy, but aiming for it is always good. Always one of my boss long time said, aim for moon. You may not get there, but you may get something, you may get halfway or something. Excellence means do it right first time. I'm getting a little bit more artistic in developing these my slides. So, so do it right first time, every time by everyone. We have come long way. This kind of a chart summarizes back in 30s, 40s, only thing we knew was breakdown maintenance, fix it, reactive. That's the only thing we knew. Then 50s, 60s came. We started, CMMS came on board. We started doing planned maintenance, scheduled repairs, those kind of things. We started doing those. And then back 80s and 90s and 2000, we started working on best practices. RCM came along, condition-based maintenance, and focus got on reliability. Last 10 years or so, we have been working on designing for reliability. RAM
Mm-hmm.
square O, reliability, availability, maintainability, safety, sustainability, operability. That's what RAM square O stands for. Cultural reliability, asset data management, uh, data IoT, Industry 4.0, and we are going through this digital transformation. That's what we are doing, and so we have come long way, and so we call it. We were in first generation, now then second generation, and now we are going through the fourth generation. That's what we are going through now. Yes, we have come long way, but still we have a long way to go. Things are changing. Like, you know, data management, IoT, digital transformation, new generations. I'm glad there's a lot of new people I see when I do the classes, go to places, teach. I see a lot of young people. Yes, they have a lot of better understanding of digital world, but they also need to know the fundamentals of maintenance reliability. And that's what we have to, like yesterday, I was teaching the guys best practice FMEA and some improvement tools in my Nissan plant here nearby. And boy, they were mostly young guys. They were good in digital form, but they lacked in some fundamental, and that's what trying to hone on those kind of things. So let's talk about some terms so we are same page. Asset, something, component, building, and ISO. Well, I've been involved with ISO 59000 for a long time. Something that has a value to organization, now, present, or future. But I go a little bit further on that definition because a potential value that the organization owns has a use part to create a value, but also has a responsibility to take care. You cannot throw stuff like that anymore. Like take your iPhone or any phone, you cannot just throw them out because it has a lot of good data. Your machines may have some data as well as some hazardous material. So we cannot just throw them. So we have to take care of those, clean it before we dispose it off. So it's a more than that. We have to think about sustainability perspective. Maintain, maintenance, maintain to keep the good working condition, preserve from failure or decline. I've been in maintenance over 60 years. My first job after I graduated was maintenance in the last foundry. Boy, learn hard way. I don't like maintenance word. Kind of it's a negative connotation. So I'm proposing, or I've been talking to maintenance, we should be called capacity insurance, like quality insurance. Make sure the quality is right. Same thing. What we do really, maintenance guys, capacity insurance to ensure that asset performs function and maintains capability when needed. Maintainability, another term, is a classical definition. You can read it, but really maintainability is a design attribute, also is ease of maintenance. When something goes down, how quickly we can bring it back to operation. Now, it has a design attributes, also it has a training aspect, how you are training, providing the right tools to your maintenance people so they can repair quickly, all those things. Reliability, dependable, does what it's supposed to do, those function, minimum failure. Again, it's a design attribute. To me, when I talk about reliability, I always think of peace of mind. I don't know how old you guys are. Back in the 80s, we had a big commercial from Maytag. Guys, there was this Maytag serviceman was sitting on a chair, relaxing. He was waiting for the call so that he can go repair those Maytag dishwashers and dryers. And boy, that call never came. So point was that the equipment so reliable that hey, there was no need of the serviceman was just waiting. Kind of a to me is a peace of mind. I know many times I didn't want to take that call in the midnight, that my equipment or my boiler is not working or something. I was trying to hide the phone, you know, but I was the next in line. I have to go and collect and do something. So to me, is a peace of mind if asset is working reliably.
We want to be boring.
But that's right. Yeah. And this is a standard definition of a reliability from MIL Standard 721C and 14224. But again, reliability is a design aspect. We have to build reliability in our assets. Okay. And it's measured by mean time between failure. Availability is a function of reliability and maintainability, and it's given mathematically. We can calculate uptime plus downtime, or MTBF or MTBF plus MTTR. Asset lifecycle management, or SALM or ALCM, applying asset management practices over life cycle of assets to maximize value return. Now, culture. What is a culture? Anybody? Before I should have left it open this definition. Anybody? What's culture mean? See
Question.
if anybody in chat box says what's a culture.
Anybody? 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 Someone's typing.
Someone is typing. Okay.
So Greg says that Greg Christensen, also a partner of Upkeep, CMMS Radio, he says, I think it's a way of being and moving through the world together.
Yes. The thing about culture is people doing things when bosses are not around. Nobody's watching them and they're talking and doing something, without any pressure. That's what culture is.
We have a lot of good answers in here. Distinct patterns and
Yeah.
behaviors, cultures, how we treat people and equipment, norms, beliefs,
That's right.
values, your background, where
That's
you
right.
come from, all of these things
That's right. Yeah.
create culture.
Uh, right. So, and then reliability culture is where everyone doing the right things to ensure defects are eliminated at the first place, wherever they identify in design or installation or operation, or maintenance, wherever. There are no silos. Everybody's working to make sure assets are working, and total cost of ownership is minimized. So that's the reliability culture. Changing culture, yes, is a challenge, but we have to change people's behavior. Changing people's behavior, it becomes way of life, and that becomes then a culture. Now, how do you influence behavior? You have to increase understanding why this change. You're trying to make improvement, a change, why that change is necessary, how that change is going to help you do your job better. How it's going to make my life easier. If I understand, I'll make that change quickly. If I don't agree, I'm not going to make a change. I'll go back to my old habits. Goal setting, praising, celebration. You're making changes and you do something right. Praise people if they have done right things. Celebrate with them. Define different roles. Clarify them. Give them rewards, procedures, persistence, tenacity. All these kind of things helps to influence the behavior changes.
We need to find ways to put the change into the lens and optics of the things that we want to change. So if you're trying to increase adoption with your CMMS, tie the adoption to their individual success of their adoption to the CMMS. So like
Yep,
optics is very important.
that's right. Influencing change the culture requires influencing behavioral change, overcoming the resistance of change. How do you influence behavior? Increase, as I said earlier, understanding, increase understanding why that change is necessary, how it can relate to do your job better, also how you get to the vision. Goal setting, expectation, praise, remarks, celebration. Many years ago, we started a program get people certified, so we all are talking same language. You know, whatever like CMRP or CRL, whatever you select, a process you get people certified. After they're done, recognize them. And we used to do every 6 months. Hey, these 10 people have got certified. Now we'll have a lunch at the where general manager will come and give them a certificate, give them some bonus or something, a shirt, say CMRP or CRL or whatever, it's a oil and also whatever they got, some kind of a, certification or college degree. So that's what we used to do in our team. So that's kind of a, you need to celebrate with the people. You Role definition, clarification, procedure standards, all those kinds of things we have to do. Overcoming the resistance, listen and communicate, especially if you're a leader, team leader or manager, supervisor, listening skill, improve that. Listen to your people, listen to your equipment, listen to your people, don't ignore them. Create awareness, educate and train, get team members involved, let them see some success. You know, I just was, we are trying to upgrade our kitchen. So, a guy from Home Depot who came, it was just a couple of days ago, he measured everything. And I've been talking to a girl who was helping me to select some material in the Home Depot store. So, this guy, he said, I have to bring Mariam to your place when you are done, show her how she helped me to select the material and what end results are. That's a team building. And I said, hey, that's what he's doing, right things, trying to bring his team member, see what she did and help me to select the right material. Now she can see the results. Hey, look the kitchen. So I said, hey, that will be wonderful. We'll let her come and we want to share once you are done. That's what you have to get your team members involved, seeing the things, good results, what they have done. It may be just a small thing, but makes a difference that they understand, hey, there's somebody is really takes care of us. Trying to, that's the kind of thing we have to look. How do we create a reliability culture? Guys, it's a challenging. It's not easy, but you have to get them involved and let them do the right thing, things we had talked, praise them and recognize them, all those kind of things, train them, educate them. Now, apply change management for implementing best practices. Create WIFM. What's in for me? Why you want to make that change? You are trying to bring a CMS system. Why that change? New CMMS or new planning scheduling RCM. How that process is going to help you to do a job better? You know, that's a WIFM. Create support reliability culture. Everyone is engaged. We are talking same language. Like get certification. What is certification? There's a lot of things, but real is when you have certification kind of things in your area, it brings the makes everybody talking same language. We were able to make that certification upon was a requirement at the highest level, our general manager level. He and all his directors were certified and they were talking same language. It really made the big difference. Leadership support. Keep reinforcing the need for education and awareness of best practices. Take people to conferences, seminars. Let them bring them together. Benchmarking trips, all those kind of things helps creating a, a sustaining the culture. What is a leadership? You know, you have to think about what is the leadership. Anybody helping anybody else to do better. That's a leader. Let's talk about leadership. People think leader is telling people what to do.
We call that leadership 1.0.
What leadership really is integrity, cast a vision, user influence, user power. So, I mean, again, telling people is one thing, that's not anymore. A lot of things. This is one model. There are a lot of models on leadership, but these are kind of things leadership gets involved, gets people involved, recognize them. Leaders trying to help them to grow. You know, reliability leaders helps to succeed the team members. Leaders support is crucial in creating culture of reliability. They provide resources, they people encourage morale boosters, teaming and they create a teaming environment, all those kind. some of the rules: be honest, humble, and fair. It's more important to know the right question to ask than have all the answers. Set high expectations for yourself and your people. Take care of your people, whether you on or off. You know, it's really people think off the job when you're telling. We made it in our company. We made a rule that anybody gets hurt, and if he or she has to go to hospital, the manager has to go. His manager boss has to go to take care of, get the family, wife or somebody to take them to hospital. Those were kinds of requirements showing that you care. Saddle your own horse, or do not ask anyone to do things that you wouldn't do for yourself. That's Mahatma Gandhi's principle. If you cannot do, don't ask other people to do it. Be a doer, not a checker. Deal quickly and resolutely without disrupting. Being successful is about leading change. Okay. So those are kind of things about leadership and how did you bring change. Now we have to make change and use change management principle to make those effectively your new improvements or whatever you're trying to do there. You have to manage that. It is not always the biggest or the strongest that will survive. One that will survive is one that is able to change and adapt to new environment. Change is constant. Change is a characteristic of a healthy organization. If you don't fail to change, your competition will change without you. Change management deals with change both from perspective of organization and individual level. Change management has a three different process: adapting change, controlling the change, and effecting the change. You know, when we are talking about change, we think about this change teaming cycle or change management cycle. When you are in team or trying to implement a change, there's a denial, guilt, anger, bargaining. You really go down and then start coming back, accepting, coping, recovery, business skill, and then performing. All performing, storming, norming, performing. So you have to think. Key thing is how you can reduce the depth and width. So minimize time to change, make a change. So think about how you can make people accept that change. You know, Anytime you try to bring a small change, big change, people won't like it. They will deny it. They'll get angry. All kind of things going to happen. So you have to be ready for that. I remember when we implemented CMMS or RCM process and a planning schedule, all those kind of things we did. Yes, we had to go all these cycles. Some were small, some were pretty large. All these things, but you always go to forming, storming, norming, performing process.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. That's right. Yes, don't give up. That reminds me when I started the reliability program and when I used to walk in offices and some of the manager directors, they will cut me and they say, hey, this guy is going to come, he's going to asking for reliability, how my reliability program, how it is going. So always, and in fact, one of my annual evaluation, I was given a negative. I'm too persistent.
That's
Don't
right.
give up.
That's right.
Don't give up. You have to keep working. Be persistent. Set up what you want to do. Be persistent. And then eventually, when those people retire, they told me, wish we had listened to you 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know, but this takes time. Change is not easy.
Ramesh, I also learned, doing all these things is that resistance that comes is also be a great teacher. You can also learn so much from the resistance,
That's right. That's
right?
right. I mean, you have to change your strategy. If something, hey, think about it. Why somebody is resistance? think that he may have or she may have good points to
Yes.
try to change your strategy.
Yes.
Hey, something's not right. So change your strategy and ask those guys why. One to one, sit down. Hey, what happened? Why you are so against or something?
Yep.
You
All
always learn
all of
something.
our problems in a plant, a manufacturing facility with equipment, all of these things manifest themselves in just any certain way, right? Whether it's language or it's behavior or it's performance, right? They're all manifesting themselves, and we just have to be, as leaders, we have to be in tune with those, and then ask all the right questions and be open and communicative.
You know, I was teaching yesterday a little bit, and I don't know I have that slide here or not. I keep forgetting. The conflict is there's always there's a conflict in the workplace, and we have to start looking for those conflicts and try to resolve them as soon as possible.
Yes,
Because hey, you may have other issue, equipment related, structure, but people related issues are conflicts.
that's right.
Okay. Bad attitude is like a flat tire, and you cannot go very far until you change it. So, sustaining a reliability culture requires creating a vision, mm, create a vision, create a sense of urgency, also called burning platform. Educate, train people on the best practices like RCM, PM optimization, condition-based maintenance, planning scheduling, defect elimination, TP. All these kinds of best practices are there. So try to educate people on those. Build your team in your area of influence. Or then you go beyond the see, first you have to go people you know them, you can convince them, and then you go beyond the where you have don't may not have that much influence. Again, change management. Change is difficult to implement. Create a reform. Be persistent. Don't give up.
One thing, Ramesh, with the influence outside of your area, and what I think of that beyond your area of influence, I like to think of that as like helping people understand how machines should be operated. Right?
That's
When you
it.
find majority of defects or a large portion of defects come from improper operation. So you may not be the ops manager or the ops supervisor, but if you have inputs about the operating characteristics of a machine and how it should be operated, say them. That all is going to help everybody.
Yeah. Again, you have to sometimes you have to document something. I remember many times we had to document, hey, how operators who using this machine they were not trained properly and they were misusing your equipment.
Yes.
Now you just go to management, hey, they are misusing, it won't buy. You have to create a documentation, hey, why? And then go. In fact, I did it many times. One time our crane operators were abusing our machines, they were not trained properly. We showed the management, and what they did, they said, okay, all the crane operators are will be hired by maintenance guys, and they're going to train them, then loan to operation to do the job.
Yep.
That changed the thing. So
We,
you have to do,
you can also
a lot of things.
you can also create failure codes, operator error, right? So you start to
Yeah.
build these things in your CMMS and show you have real quantifiable things to say, hey, this is where we're heading and this is where we are.
Okay. Conclusion. Organization exists to deliver value to the customer, fulfill its mission. Assets are key, play a key role in delivering values, producing quality products, providing services, delivering on time at reasonable cost. Unreliable assets cannot do that. They cannot do that. Cannot deliver value. Make your process robust, reliable, productive, safe. Streamline uniformity across all your organization enterprise. Apply change management to implement best practices. Create a culture which is such that is sustainable for long haul, not just if you leave, it's gonna change culture change. No, it's sustain the long term. Again, don't forget it's journey. It takes time to build a sustainable culture. Get leadership support. What else I got? To sustain reliability culture, organization leaders must continue to provide the right tools, training, education, knowledge of best practices, teamwork, focus, planning to create a roadmap and knowing where they are, where we want to be, process, documentation, discipline, measurements, so having the right metrics, kind of thing. We need to have that. Well, I throw in it's just usually I don't do. Somebody put it there, my book. So,
I have both. They're both good books.
all right. That's my nickel this morning and or this afternoon. Uh, now, if you have some question, I can answer that question.
Yeah. So we have the question function. So if you want to ask a question, don't do it in the chat. Do it in the question box down there next to the chat button, and that'll let me know what you want to ask, and we can have Ramesh answer for you. One thing about Ramesh's books is they're great. 10 Rights of I think it's Asset Management is a great book.
Asset management.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ramesh, you wrote that with Terrence, correct?
that's right. Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good book, very applicable. And then Ramesh's Maintenance and Reliability Best Practices. What are you on? What volume are you on now, Ramesh?
It's on third volume, third edition.
Yeah, very, very. Yeah, there you go. Very, very,
Yeah.
very good books. Maintenance and reliability best practices is one of the tools of unlocking your CMRP exam, um,
Thanks.
and it helps to have real world experience, but it can be done with the books. And then also, I know in the chat people were posting about Reliability X's CMRP training that Ramesh actually is helped create.
Yeah, these books have been, it's my, I mean, it took me, first edition came 2009, but took me 6 years to build it, to write one, and then upgrade to another 3, 4 years. And the second, third edition came about 2021 or 22 somewhere. And yes,
Yeah.
I feel happy that, hey, people liked it. That's, mm,
So we have a question, Ramesh. The first question is from Zachary, and he says, "What do you find that inspires people the best when there's many reoccurring maintenance tasks and only a few people to do them?"
boy, that's a challenging, great question. Many times we go to organization and their reactive culture, everybody kind of I mean, fighting the fire. Well, again, you have to select. So what you have to do is how you can. Hey, there are few machine or few area you can do PM. See what PMs are required. Select 1 or 2 people. Yes, you're going to be get bombarded, or but get a couple of guys to do the PMs or something. So put them to do some preventive maintenance. It's going to be a slow process, and keep doing reactive work that you have to do also. But I think try to get couple of guys out from day to day responding those reactive, get them do some positive PM kind of work and slowly get there. Yes, in fact, this I give them in my classes, discuss. And this is a great question, but it's a challenging.
Yeah. So I agree. And, I'd also say, Zachary, if you have an opportunity to prioritize the work more
Yeah.
effectively and plan and schedule it more effectively and create a backlog, then you can start to unload the workload on your teammates and keep them doing critical, important things, and then praise them on those completions and how well and how effective it is that we're doing these things. So if you're able to plan, schedule correctly, and unload, they may see these things as a lot more value creative.
In fact, what we did 1 year, we got this is a long time ago. I got some extra help from interns or something, and they got them doing some of the PM kind of work. Got them doing, or So this you have to see, as Brian said, prioritize some of the things. Identify some machines who are very important, and try to do some more PM work on those, so they are more stable. Make them more stable, sort of a thing.
Yeah. And then the next question, Ramesh, is from Greg Christensen. He says, "What is the next frontier in maintenance and reliability best practices?"
You know, fundamentals don't change.
That's right.
But I've seen it. Yes, new technology is coming. They're getting smaller, but same, really, if you think about ultrasonic or infrared, all these technology have come. What they have come, they got better and better and better. Basic principles have not changed. Planning and scheduling has not changed. So we have to teach. I mean, this is going to be a long haul. Yes, new technology is coming. We have to embrace that. But same time, we have to make sure our people have a knowledge of fundamentals.
Yes, I totally agree. Anybody who knows me, I'm constantly talking about the fundamental excellence and how it stands the test of everything. Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. I have another question here. They're moving pretty quick. Um, so we have one from Chuck, and he says, "What are the biggest benefits for technicians to use CMMS on a mobile device, and how can we convince management that this is the best strategy?"
Uh, okay. You know, sorry, can you repeat the question,
Sure,
please?
sure. I can help answer if you'd like, but what are the
Yeah.
what are the biggest benefits for technicians to use CMMS on a mobile device, and how can we convince management that this is the best strategy?
Well, hey, it can help them to do job better quickly. They can get all the information right there on the mobile device.
Yes.
Maybe Brian, you can add some more there.
Yes,
So,
yes. So that's really what it is, Chuck. Is you're putting the device where they work. You're allowing them to maintain their job function and also giving them the ease to utilize the system. So the biggest benefit we see is that technicians are inherently doing the work. They're not sitting at a desk. They're out doing the
yeah,
work. They need to have these things at their fingertips, at their disposal to ensure that you create strong alignment from the maintenance work being done on the floor and with the business, right? So there's immense value in having a strong mobile platform. Um,
okay.
let's see. Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, good. There's a whole bunch. They're just popping up everywhere. I apologize, everybody, if I'm skipping questions. Okay. This is from Glenn Ramesh. In your
Okay.
experience, is higher capacity utilization that limits availability, scheduled downtime, or cost reduction a more challenging environment to sustain reliability and maintenance improvements?
all, yes, all are important. And you have to make a what's important. You have to ask a question to management, also your customer, what they really want. Then say, hey, is availability is important or that's important, and then you have to select what's the right thing to do.
Yeah. So Glenn, what I like to say is if everything's a priority, nothing's a priority.
Yes,
So,
yeah,
so drawing clear delineation between what management or whoever's whatever the desired outcome is, drawing clear delineations of what that is, and then you build a plan around it. Now, if you have extremely critical machine that has to be running at high capacity utilization, well, maybe you should be thinking about condition-based maintenance and monitoring the
that's
context.
right. Yeah,
Monitor
that's right.
context,
Yeah,
let the machine tell you when it needs to be intervened instead of just stopping it, randomly, right? Or maybe you have to move shifts around. Like there's a whole bunch of ways that can be managed.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
we'll do two more. So we got Ahmed, and Ahmed says, Ramesh, what is the most difficult situation you have experienced and that no one has agreed to change?
Yes, it happens a few times. Well, you have to see which your vision, what you're really trying to do, and who are the people there. Try to find there's somebody in that group who really is a little bit more positive. Talk to him or her. See what issues are there. Maybe select two or three. Talk to them. How you can help them to get things right. So you will find out what their issues are. Try to resolve them. That would help to create. Maybe you have to change your strategy. I have to change. I have to change. One time I had a problem. I thought my boss knew what I'm doing or what we over our goal is, but he found out he doesn't. Then I have to go and get him educated, got him to speak, get him in training, train him or talk to him. So yes, you have to change your strategy to get to one.
Yes. And this will be the last one. And forgive me,
Okay.
I'm going to try my best with the name Mobala. And he says, How practical and with specific steps can one, as a maintenance supervisor, use to get top management to show more commitment to capacity assurance or maintenance?
Well, how practical specific steps can be as maintenance supervisors to get top management show commitment to capacity assurance. Well, you have to really get to management that, hey, what you're doing is something how it's going to help build the capacity. How your things are going to help to reduce the downtime, and you're going to your capacity going to go up. And also, you have to tell them it's not, again, management wants a quick results, but some of the reliability initiative won't produce you good results right away. It takes time.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of a, you have to convince them, hey, go and talk, bring some people from outside, experts. They can, tell them, yes, they have done similar thing, but it's not a quick return. It's going to take a while because building reliability takes time. Okay, you cannot take a downtime down right away. It will take some time to bring the build the reliability up, and so your downtime goes down. So those are kind of things you may have to bring somebody outside and get them talk to. I got many times people from outside, brought them in, and they talk to management kind of a thing, in a roundabout way, what reliability is, and it takes building culture takes time.
Yeah, I agree. And
Okay.
one thing
Yeah.
I like to do is communicate with leadership about asking them, why did you buy this machine? You
Yeah.
paid money for this machine. This machine is designed to do something. And in that design, it requires maintenance. It requires these things to do what you want it to do. And then I like to bring up what's called replacement asset value. So replacement asset value is how much did you pay for the machine and how much are you spending to maintain it, the breakdowns, the parts, all these things. And there's a ratio that's best in class, right? So if you're spending 100 grand a year on a machine and it costs 100 grand to replace it, why not just buy a new one every year and don't do any maintenance? So
Yeah.
there's all different types of conversations that can be had about it. But the thing that I like to do is like connect them to it. This machine was purchased for a reason. And in order for it to do what you want it to do, we have to do these things and intervene with its context.
Yeah. You're right.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Ramesh,
Great.
thank you so much. It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Brian, for organizing this, and I hope we gave something to our uh, client, customers, our audience.
I
That's
think
great.
I think we did, and thanks Amissa. Amissa's in the chat. She's the
Yeah.
backbone of these things. And thanks to everybody for coming. We greatly appreciate it. Please, please, please go visit reliabilityx.com. Go visit upkeep.com. We'd love to have conversations. You can find Ramesh all over the place. If you're going to any conferences, let us know. Come say hi. Ramesh and I will be at SMRP this year. So if you're going there, come say hi. And again, thank you, Ramesh, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.